alone and isolated and feeling incredibly sad. Who are we talking about? Well, of course, it's Prince Harry, otherwise known to many as the Duke of Sussex. And as ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Thank you so much for joining me today, and lovely to have your company. Now, many might say of this breaking royal story that it could be his own making, but we've often said here, haven't we, on the channel, and I totally agree with this, as you know, we have to be fair and balanced, and you have to look at both sides of the picture. But as we know, when you lose someone dear, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because at the time, particularly when you're looking at our late monarch, who was 96 years old, many of us thought she would go on for a lot longer. As Prince William basically said when he was going round the crowds, we had hoped for a little longer. And I myself was kind of hoping that she may, of course, reach the age of her late mother, also Elizabeth, because let's face it, she got to 100. And her husband, of course, Prince Philip, he got to 99. So there was a lot of hope there. Now, you can understand when you are, say, someone like Prince Harry, because he decided, as we know, to move out of the country, start his own new life, and seemingly at points with the blessing of Queen Elizabeth, our wonderful late monarch. And let's not be forgetting that, of course, Queen Elizabeth did like Prince Harry. She had a soft spot for him. And you can see that by the things that she did for him, particularly sitting down for that very famous video chat with the president, or should I say the ex-president, Barack and Michelle Obama, when they were putting together the Invictus Games. It was a fun thing to do, and it really made the Queen look a lot of fun. And more importantly, of course, it just showed how close Prince Harry was with the late monarch. Now, when you think about it in the future, he's done a lot of things that I'm sure he has a lot to rethink about, shall we say, to be kind. As we know, on his very final visit over here to the United Kingdom, he didn't have time to go and visit, or so the media claimed, his grandmother, because he was on a flying visit. He was here to do his charitable work and then flying back to California. That's what we don't always know about, isn't it? What life can throw at us. Now, according to a very good source, it's really hit Prince Harry very hard, and one can imagine why. I mean, when you look at it in the bigger picture, it must be hard. Nobody knew what was coming. Of course, you only had to look at the personal grief etched on the face of Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, and of course, His Royal Highness, or should I say now, His Majesty, King Charles. Now, for Harry, he's now got to live with the fact that he didn't really, as many might say, give an opportunity or have the opportunity to square things up with the late monarch. We knew that she was disappointed in him because of his decisions to quit the British monarchy, and he had hoped, of course, moving forward to try and make her possibly understand what he was hoping to do with his life moving forward. But the bigger problem you have now is it's all too late, isn't it? And now for Prince Harry, he has to decide exactly how he moves his life forward. And as one source told me, he truly does want to make the late monarch proud. She did have a bond with him, she did like him a lot, and she thought a lot of him, as she does, of course, Prince William and her great-grandchildren. But sadly for her, she never really got to connect with, of course, her latest batch of great-grandchildren. Then again, some might say that was all down to the fact that Prince Harry decided to move away, start a new life. Now, of course, if Prince Harry is feeling isolated, alone and depressed, we don't wish that on anybody, because obviously he's going through his own personal grieving process. But the downside to this is, of course, when you think about it, particularly when you're on the public stage, however you act, it's always there to be remembered and, more importantly, of course, doctored and looked down upon and recorded. So while many people may be out there saying, well, a lot of it is his own fault, do be kind, because none of us truly know what is around the corner. And more importantly, of course, for Prince Harry, he now has to learn to live with, of course, the situations that may have been. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.